Let's rewind.
There we go.
Commanders get destroyed by the Philadelphia Eagles 55-23. Lost by 32 points in the NFC Championship. If I'm not mistaken, that's the most points scored in the NFC Championship game in NFL history, I think. Right? So, happy done. The link. And we're going to let AJ kick this off. AJ, what was your reaction on that game?
Oh, Joe. This was just, in my opinion, man, it was poetic, man. It was the classic BTA, built to ass. Excuse my language for the kids watching at home. You know what I mean? It was the classic, you talk that talk, you got to back it up. And y'all failed to back it up, meaning the Commanders. You know what I mean? The fans, they were let down by the Commanders. You know what I mean? But to me, man, when I see that number 55, it takes me back, bro. It takes me back. Y'all know I love sports. I love football. I love basketball. And it just reminded me of something special. You know what I mean? Like, I think my favorite player, my GOAT is LeBron. But the first person I thought of when I saw the number 55 was Jordan. I thought of the double nickel. I'm like, yo, we just gave these boys a double nickel. These guys thought they was coming to Philadelphia, winning an NFC Championship game on our field. Let's think about this. Think about this for a second. They felt like they was coming to Philadelphia, coming to the link to win an NFC Championship game on our field. But like I said, man, I got to pull this up, man, because I just want to reminisce about that 55 on y'all muffin top. I just want to reminisce and show some respect to MJ at the same time, because that's what came to mind when I was watching. I'm like, dang, 55? That's crazy. Let me put this on the screen for y'all.
Jordan, 15-footer. Look out. Barkley, touchdown. Number 2. 30 seconds, a three-pointer. Wide up for Michael Jordan. Throw. Near side, lets her rip. Brown. Touchdown.
End zone. If
Talk to
you're a
him,
young
Jay.
corner, you got to understand.
Starts. Double team. Oakley gets there too late.
Zion, Hurts, delay. Hurts. In. Touchdown, Eagles.
Inbounds Jordan from 16. There's the record.
They're going to go. Hurts is in.
Working on Starks. Got him in the air. Michael Jordan has 55.
Should be so thrilled here in Philly with what they've seen.
Shipley is in. Touchdown.
Joe, I just that's all I can think about. I'm like, man, not a double nickel on the Commanders. It was just incredible for me to watch, man. Where should I start? Let's just start with the defensive side of the ball, man. Let's start with the defensive side of the ball. This defense, like I said before, is the number 1 defense in the NFL. And they showed. Now, that first drive of the game, I'm like, all right, now, y'all got to settle in. But what I've noticed about Vic Fangio's defenses is sometimes that first drive of the game is a little rocky for his defense. It's like we trying to get a feel. And then once we get a feel for what's going on, then we tend to play better after that first drive. That was actually kind of the story in 2022 as well. We normally gave up a touchdown or a field goal in that first possession. It's like, all right, defense, and then they click. It's like, again, they want time to figure it out. Shout out to Slay. I thought he played well. Shout out to Quinyon Mitchell with the big-time interception at the end of the game. That's 2 interceptions in his career. Both of those interceptions came in the postseason. So shout out to Quinyon Mitchell. Shout out to Cooper DeJean. Got a big-time deflection on the first drive of the game. Jalen Carter, just defensive front. They was giving Jaden Daniels problems. Man. I feel like we did a great job of shutting down the legs to an extent. He still ran the ball relatively well, but we did a better job than we did last time. We got to him. We sacked him. We got plenty pressure on him within the pocket, and I love to see it. Even Jordan Davis getting in there, get a sack. I'm like, Jordan Davis catching JD5? It was crazy to see. It really was crazy to see, man. I'm not going to lie. Like, right through the middle, sack. I'm like, okay. And I think if I'm not mistaken, that was like third down. So I'm like, shout out to the defense in its totality. Then when you go to the offensive side of the ball, it starts with Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is the truth, bro. Saquon Barkley, by the time he get done playing with Philadelphia, he might go down as like, and running backs are I mean, you got some big time running backs in NFL history, but he might go down top 5, top 7 all time running back, bro. By the time he's done with his tenure in Philly, the way he running the football. Right now, Saquon Barkley, the first player in NFL history with 3 or more rushing touchdowns of 60 yards or more in their playoff career. He did all of that this year. That all happened in this playoff run. It's really crazy. He got 442 rushing yards in the playoffs, bro. He's 30 shy of Terrell Davis's record right now. Insanity. He's already surpassed some of Terrell Davis's records in the past during his runs. Like, it's special to watch. Again, y'all had that crazy first drive, 18 plays. I'm like, all right, offense, we got to play today. We got to play today. Jaden, he moving the ball. They converting all these 4th downs. Let's get it. First play out the gate. Saquon, pitch, tud. I'm like, oh my. I was standing up. I think you said this earlier, Joe. I was standing up when he did that. I sat down too. I'm like, yo, what's going on? This is how we starting this game right now? Saquon Barkley, bro. It's what can you say about him at this point? And we're going to need more of that in the bowl when it matters. Well, it mattered here, obviously, too, but we're going to need that in the Super Bowl as well. But Saquon playing at a high level. He's not fumbling the football. Thank God he's not hurt. You know, this also speaks to what I said earlier, Joe, when I said, bruh, it's a great idea to rest him before the playoffs. And if you've been watching the Philadelphia Eagles, you see our offensive line banged up right now. A.J. Brown came into the postseason with a banged up knee. Smitty came into the postseason with a banged up back. Like, we had some injuries that we nursed before the playoffs, which is why it was pivotal to just get that rest. Saquon looks rejuvenated. He looks fresh. He looks ready to continue his domination. But I'd be remiss to not bring up one. I'd be remiss to not bring up number 1, Jalen Hurts, because this is the thing about my dog, Jalen. See, like I said before, man, y'all respect the defense. Y'all respect the defense at this point. At least I would hope so. Y'all respect Saquon and AJ and Devontae. Y'all respect everybody else. But the disrespect is always thrown at Jalen Hurts. That's where the disrespect comes in a lot of times. Jalen Hurts against y'all. 20. Let me get the numbers right. 20 of 28, 246 yards, 4 total touchdowns, 110.1 quarterback rating. Joe, I got a question for you.
So that's what y'all wanted to see, huh?
Let's one more time.
So that's what y'all wanted to see, huh?
My boy, is that what you wanted to see? Is that what she was waiting? Because I heard a lot of, he don't. Jalen Hurts, he ain't got this. Jalen Hurts, he ain't had this before. Jalen Hurts ain't done this. Jalen Hurts ain't done it. Jalen Hurts ain't done this. Jalen Hurts, when the defense do this, and when the offense do this, and when Saquon don't do this, and Jalen this, Jalen that. He only got 3 wins, but the 3 wins look like this. But when he see y'all, this is the part that kills me about the Commanders fans when they talk about Jalen Hurts. Because it wasn't just you, Joe. It wasn't just you, Joe. It's all these Commander fans that talk about Jalen Hurts. Like, he don't routinely gash y'all up. He don't routinely smoke y'all when he see y'all. Joe, he got a 7-2 record against y'all. Joe, he's had some of his best career games against y'all. I'm looking at 340 yards, three touchdowns, 123 quarterback rating. I'm looking at 319 back-to-back games against y'all, 2 touchdowns in one, 4 touchdowns in the other. I'm looking at 221 yards and a rushing touchdown in another, 7-2 against y'all. But before this game, we acted as if Jalen Hurts didn't have the ability to do that. Why? Because y'all got JD5. That's why. But Joe, Jalen Hurts routinely does this to y'all. Y'all, you know what this reminds me of, Joe? The same way y'all struggle with Jalen Hurts, man, it reminds me of when I see, Josh Allen matched up against Patrick Mahomes. He 0-4 against Pat right now in the playoffs. Y'all 0-4 against Jalen Hurts in the last 2 years, bro. You struggle to beat him. Whether you want to blame it on the team, whether you want to blame it on this, that, and the third, whatever the case may be. Jalen Hurts, when he see y'all, it's just a different player. It's just a different player. And before I pitch it to you, Joe, because I know you want a chance to get your stuff off and you want to say your stuff, there was shots stolen at my dog's playoff resume. Yeah, there were shots. And I know you got your context behind the shots that was thrown at the playoff resume. But I just want to add some context to this non-existent playoff resume that you tried to say wasn't there. Does Jalen Hurts really have a playoff resume? He don't have one. Okay. Let's take a look at Jalen Hurts' playoff resume real quick. For starters, Jalen Hurts is now 5-3 in the postseason. He's thrown for 1,592 yards. His completion percentage in the playoffs, 65.8. Passing touchdowns, 8 touchdowns. 2 interceptions. Quarterback rating, 93.1. Rushing touchdowns, 9. Rushing yards, 309. Wait, there's more. Did you know right now Jalen Hurts has the most rushing touchdowns of any quarterback to ever play in the game of football? This is NFL history. We saw Steve Young, who he just passed. We saw Michael Vick. We saw Cam Newton. Saw Lamar Jackson. Seen a lot of good rushing quarterbacks. None of them got as many rushing touchdowns as Jalen Hurts. And yeah, you can say he got some of them from the tush push. Of course he do. I just saw Josh Allen, a quarterback that get a lot more love than Jalen Hurts, struggle with the tush push. We'll say that. I know we're going to talk about them soon. Some more things I want to throw your way. Joe, did you know Jalen Hurts has thrown 206 consecutive passes without an interception? That's the second longest streak in NFL history. NFL history. We're not talking about of this era. We're talking NFL history, right? Some more facts to throw at you. Did you know he has gone 7 straight postseason games with at least 20 passes and no interception? That's the longest streak in NFL history.
Hold on, he said, say it again.
He has gone 7 straight postseason games with at least 20 passes and no interceptions. That's the longest streak in NFL history. This is the non-existent playoff resume of Jalen Hurts. I got some more things to throw at you. Did you know he is only the 5th quarterback? I'm sure you knew this. Only the 5th quarterback to reach two Super Bowls before his 27th birthday. There's only 4 other quarterbacks that have done this in the history of the NFL, Joe. That's Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Ben Roethlisberger, and Patrick Mahomes. Some great names to be mentioned with. There's some great names to be mentioned with. There's more, though. There's more to the non-existent playoff resume of Jalen Hurts. This past game, 110.1 passer rating. That's his 5th game in his 8-year postseason career where he's thrown the ball at that type of clip, a passer rating over 100. The only players with more games over 100 passer rating in their first 5 seasons in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes and Russell Wilson. Insane. But wait, again, Joe, there is still more. Can you believe it? Can you believe this is all a part of Jalen Hurts' playoff resume? Did you know that Jalen Hurts' 65.8 career postseason completion percentage is the 12th highest of all time with a minimum of 100 passes? Oh, I'm running down these numbers. I'm looking this stuff up, and I'm just like, Joe, I'm shocked myself. Jalen Hurts is a better playoff performer than even I realized, Joe. But we got some people that say my dog ain't got no playoff resume. All I gotta say, man, is y'all came out here saying, as long as I got JD5, I'm alive. I gotta say, he was alive till we gave him 55. He was alive till we had to give him 55 and send him on back home to go regroup. I see now he ain't going to the Pro Bowl. They want to go back and regroup with the teammate, Terry McLaurin. We want to get it together. Just remember, Joe, these next years to come, y'all got to see one. So next time you Commanders fans get to talking, just know that boy going to be right here waiting for you. Every time. Boo. He going to be right here waiting for you. The floor is yours.
All right. So, congratulations to the Eagles. They won the battle. They made it to the Super Bowl 2 times in the last 3 years. Deservedly so. They have the best team in the NFC. And the best team doesn't always get there. And they got there. So, kudos to them. They executed and they got there. So, great job for them. Before I, respond to what you said, I'm going to give y'all some flowers first.
Okay.
All right? First, I'm gonna give Hurst his props. All right, I'm gonna give Hurst his props because he played well. He played really good. I think. I think that he made all the timely throws. Um, he was good. I mean, he was very efficient. I'm gonna get to this more, but I'm gonna address that later. But Hurst is really good. You gave out the stats: 20 for 28, like 246 yards, I think. 1 passing touchdown, 3 rushing touchdowns. 2 touch pushes, but it counts still, right? It counts. I'm not gonna knock him. It counts. So Hurst is really good. Hurst completed your offense because on the first, like you said, first drive, I'm standing up, I'm hype. We moving. 4th down, we go for it. What? Let's go. Kev in the chat, I dare you to go for it. What? First down. Take away his legs. Run for first down. That's what we do. 4th and 3. Yeah, we kind of work hard to get here. Let's take these 3 points. All right. So we took the 3 points. And on the first play, I wasn't mad at AJ that Saquon scored. I was mad that he broke 2 tackles on the way to scoring. That was my problem because one of my keys to victory was, hey, we gotta live with one of them. He gonna get one that's gonna just break off. I'm okay with it. I wasn't thinking it was gonna be the first one, like literally the first one, but he broke 2 tackles. Quan Martin and Jeremy Chin both missed a tackle on that play. Bobby Wagner, his leverage wasn't. That wasn't really on him. He ran into his own player and all that. It was some crazy stuff. And then the hole was open, and then broken 2 tackles. And right down, like, all right, cool. Let's go offense. Let's respond. Offense goes down. They didn't respond. And then y'all score another touchdown. We get the ball. We start doing some stuff. De'Ami Brown fumbles. Mm-hmm. Y'all score again. We get the ball. Right? I forgot. I think we fumbled right after that, too. We get the ball again. I think we fumbled. No. I think we end up scoring. Whatever happens. But the fumble that killed me was the Austin Eckler fumble. Because although we had 2 turnovers, y'all had the ball before half, and we had the ball before half, and y'all got the ball at half.
Yep.
Once we got the ball, it was an 11-point game, and we were losing the turnover battle 2-0. We moving the ball. Then Austin Eckler fumbles again. So it was just too much to overcome. Y'all are too much of a powerful team. Y'all have a complete offense, a complete defense. You can't make mistakes like that consistently and expect to win this game in this magnitude. Like, we're talking about both teams were built up these last 7 days to play this game. The Eagles were fresh off of a terrible offensive battle outside of Saquon against the Rams. Everybody's talking. JD getting all this hype. People are actually starting to pick us to win because nobody picked the Lions. They were like, oh, he had a good playoff game. Then once he beat the Lions, more faith. So we both came there with our very best. We were not going to catch the Eagles slacking on this game. So turnovers killed us really, and penalties, right? But like Bay said, undisciplined football. So I'm gonna give y'all props for that. That's Jalen Hurts. Y'all defense. You've been saying it. I went back and watched the footage, and I remember that when we played the Steelers, I said that it's the best defense we will play this year. And then we played y'all, and I still believe this to this day. JD was just on some other stuff that first game. You know what I mean? I still believe that. Second game came. Another thing about Hurts. Y'all said Jalen Hurts is gonna make a big difference. Y'all gonna score a touchdown with the turnovers, and y'all did. I give y'all props. Y'all scored a touchdown on every single turnover. Every single one. Kenny scored a touchdown on the first one, but it was field goals after that. So I give y'all props for that. So back to the defense. This defense is, I kind of learned that after, I think I mentioned it after we played y'all. I forgot when I mentioned it, but y'all defense is really good. This is probably, and I'm not living in the moment. I had to sit back and really think about this. I'm trying to think, when was the last time I seen a complete defense like y'all? It's been a while.
Been a little bit.
I heard somebody say Legion of Boom. Not saying y'all are Legion of Boom, but this is the most complete defense since Legion of Boom. And I was trying to think in between that. I'm like, that's probably a little accurate. You know what I mean? Because y'all had the pressure from the front four. Y'all had the linebackers. Your corners playing really good, and the safeties are playing. I mean, like literally, like every line is every level is playing great. I gotta give y'all props. You know what I do want to stop seeing though is this. I get it. Quinion's doing a good job, but let's not act like he's 1-on-1 on Terry all game. He got safety help almost every time. Can we start acting like he's strapping Terry 1-on-1? Like I hear everybody saying he strapped Terry twice. The man more than half the time he got safety help. You know, so I just want to put that out there. So good corner, but he's not on an island with Terry the whole game. So, but that's someone get props to defense. Last person we get props to, Nick Sirianni. Now, AJ,
this is good. This is good.
Might surprise you with this. Like I said, I put a lot of thought in this. My top 5 coaches, and this is in order. All right. Andy Reid, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Nick Sirianni.
Ooh.
And 5 is vacant until determined. I had to take Mike Tomlin out of my top 5. You got to update your resume.
Yeah.
You have to. You know, if we would have beat y'all, I would have kept Dan Campbell ahead of y'all because Dan Campbell had to overcome all these injuries, all this stuff. Like what they did was still remarkable in my opinion with that defense they had all year. But what I got to give credit is this. Just because you have a good roster doesn't mean it always fall through. You have to have good coaching to consistently be good. My knock on Sirianni was last year. The fact now everybody said that, I had 2 knocks on Sirianni. My first knock was his first year with Hurst as a starter. And he was a play caller. And y'all were horrible.
Man, that was rough. That was rough. It was rough. It was definitely
y'all
rough.
were horrible. And he did make the change. He made the coaching, the play calling change, and y'all were better. And I'm like, the reason why y'all was in the dump because of Sirianni. So I didn't really give him a lot of credit that year. And then y'all come back and go to the Super Bowl. Okay, cool. Sirianni, I like Sirianni. You know what I mean? And then in the year after that comes, started off the year really good, but then the locker room got funky, and then y'all just like fell to the ground. And I put down the coach. So, and then this year it started off rocky in the locker room. That's what it seemed like. But then y'all bounced back and y'all literally changed your whole formula and remember your whole knock on the Philly was run the ball, even with Miles Sanders. Run the ball. Y'all literally changed your whole philosophy. Y'all took Kellen Moore, who's known for not running the ball, and y'all told this dude, make sure we run the ball X amount of times a game. I got to give Sirianni props for that. I got to. I see Vic Fangio, what he did in Miami. Although Miami had some injuries last year in the DBs, but Miami went on top defense last year, and he comes here. Who he wanted. He handpicked Vic Fangio. He wanted him for a while. I got to give props because you got to give props when you recruit. Part of being a great coach is recruiting the talent. Nick Saban is a great coach. Part of it because he knows how to recruit talent. So I got to give Sirianni some props for that. So he's top 4 right now. He is top 4.
Would winning the Super Bowl raise him higher? Like would you put him in front of McVay if he won the Super Bowl this year?
Probably not yet because Sean McVay I feel like he overachieves.
Okay.
Like a lot. He overachieves like almost every year. You know,
that's fair.
Like even the Rams this year, they had injuries all year and they still were able to. I think they won the division, right? They won the division.
Yeah, they did. You
know what I mean? So they not If he win the Super Bowl, let's revisit it. Let's see how you know, because he got to beat Mahomes and stop a 3-peat, right? So let me see. Revisit it. Let me talk about my team real quick, man.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Commanders. And I know you're gonna go more. I'm done with the Commanders. I'm gonna let you go, right? Okay. But look, Commanders, man. It's cool, man. It's cool. That on Sunday I was upset. But here's the thing, AJ. Now, I'm not saying it's good that we lost 55-23. But what I am gonna say is it's not gonna give us fool's gold. So the thing is, you get to the NFC champion. I'm trying to think of a good example. Atlanta Hawks.
Okay.
Remember the Atlanta Hawks went to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they lost to the Milwaukee Bucks. And they went to the offseason. Oh, we Eastern Conference Final. Oh, they made no moves for real, and they've been in the dumps ever since. So the fact that we got to the NFC Championship game, good. You got there. Now you know that you can get there. But you got smacked like this, it just shows you that y'all overmatched. Like, y'all, that roster you have right here, don't bring that mess back next year. Like, make sure you fix that because the Eagles just showed y'all real life exposed our team, our weaknesses. Our main weakness is our defense. That's our main weakness, and y'all expose that to the team. Our also weakness is literally our receiving core outside of Terry McLaurin, right? And our offensive line. Like, we had Cosby was hurt, and y'all was getting pressure on JD like crazy. And then our receivers and also Eckler, our vets, fumbling. Like, that was irritating. That the fact that our rookie was ready, but the vets weren't. So that's that. So I want to say that y'all had a really good year. Y'all went to the NFC Championship game. I did not expect y'all to get here. In my preseason prediction, I had the Commanders winning 7 games because I was being like cautious after having a year with Sam Howell. And they overachieved. And obviously your expectations raises as you do good. And we raised the expectations. We lived in the moment. We talked trash. Hey, do what you got to do. Live in the moment. Because like Dan Campbell said, you never know you get back. So I do want to say that we are set up for the future though. JD showed a lot this year. I'm going to say it right now. 99.999% of my bone body is telling me he ain't going to have no sophomore slump. That's what it's telling me. I see difference from him and C.J. Stroud. I see that already, right? I see difference from him and any other rookie that be having these sophomore slumps. Do not focus on the offense, though. Give my man another weapon. Give my man some type of skilled running back. But buffer up this defense, please. Go to this defense side of the ball and work on it, right? So it's not a lot of pressure on us to score 40 points, 35 points a game. You know, so now there were games where our defense did play well and they hold up, but like we can't have these games when the offense got to be prolific every single game for us to win these games. You know, so Dan Quinn, Adam Peters, go to work. But shout out to y'all, Jaden Daniels, best rookie season in NFL history. Hands like I believe that's the case. Most TDs by any rookie ever in the season. This including playoffs too. Led us to a playoff win for the first time in 20 years. Led us to the championship game for the first time in 30 years. 4,390 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards. 1,000 rushing yards. So we had over 4,300 passing yards in this whole season and over 1,000 rushing yards. That's amazing for a rookie. Shout out to y'all. We'll be back though. We'll be back.
We'll see. We'll see. Cause like I'm listen. I do think y'all are good. I think Jaden Daniels is special. I thought it was crazy to think Jaden Daniels was going to single-handedly come to Philly and knock us off. Like that's the part I'm like, bro, it was going to take a lot, and I knew it was going to take a lot for him to come to Philly and knock us off. He was going to need a lot of help. But I respect the fact that y'all got this far. I didn't think y'all was going to get out of the first round. So I you got to give credit where it's due. Like the Commanders did overperform expectations. What I will say though is I'm not sure he's not going to hit no sophomore slump. I'm sure you are, but I'm not. I'm just not. I got to see it to believe it. Now, teams got a full offseason to tape on him. Teams know what he want to do. What will help him, like you said, y'all got a lot of cap space, right? You know, the ownership GM can go get some pieces that make it tough, you know, for defenses to game plan for y'all. That could shake things up. But all in all, that second season is always dicey. And people say what they want, man. The NFC East be a dogfight. You gotta worry about us.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas is gonna be back too, in my opinion. I really do believe that. Like y'all struggled to beat Dallas without Dak, bro. It was a hassle beating them without Dak. And we know when Dak played, you know, they're a different football team. If Dak, CeeDee Lamb, and Micah Parsons is there, within the NFC East, they got a chance. They always got a shot. It might be a puncher's chance sometimes, but they got a shot. And so I got to see it to believe it, bro. But I also want to say this, man. While I respect y'all, bro, it was just a whole lot of disrespect, Joe. And I ain't even talking about Commanders fans now. I'm talking about the team. I'm talking about their mindset and their attitude. And, yeah, we finna do this, and we believe we the better team. And then you got Mr. Joe Witt Jr. Who the hell is Joe Witt Jr.? Talking like your defense one of the best defenses in the league. Talking like y'all the 85 Bears on defense, like y'all LOB, like y'all the Broncos from way back when they won the Super Bowl with Von Miller and the crew. Y'all ain't that defensively. He talking about we gonna hit Jalen like a running back. He didn't say Jalen. Let me paraphrasing. But if the offensive coordinator decides to run your quarterback, then we gonna hit him like a running back. Oh, really? Here's 7 rushing touchdowns. Here's 7 rushing touchdowns just because you said that. Here's 3 for Jalen Hurts and some more for Saquon Barkley. I didn't see y'all touch Jalen Hurts besides a few sacks y'all got. It's like, bruh, all this talking. I love what Lane Johnson said. Lane Johnson said, you could do all the talking that you want. You could be as emotional as you want. But at the end of the day, none of that stuff wins football games. Execution wins football games. Then after the game, he said they was full of emotion and they talked a lot. And then after a while, they realized, and I'm paraphrasing, that wasn't going to win them the football game. Y'all can do all the talking y'all want. Y'all could be rah, rah. We going to hit them like a running back. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. This is not Detroit. This is not Tampa Bay. And y'all caught us slipping once before. Y'all knocked out our quarterback already before. And I also want to say this before we move on. I'll just say this and we can move on. Commanders fans, Commanders players, coaching staff, y'all let one quarter, in the 2 games we played leading up to this matchup, y'all let a quarter gash y'all into thinking y'all had a shot for real. It was 1 quarter because in the first matchup, y'all struggled to score. It was an ugly game on both sides for Philadelphia too, but I think y'all ended the game with 19 points. Y'all had like 12 points or something like that going into the 4th. It was a hassle to score. In the second game, y'all had somewhere around 18 points going into the 4th. So for 7 of the 8 quarters that we played, we had y'all boxed up. Like y'all was boxed up. And in the last game before the game we just played, it took a 20-yard run on 4th and 11, the last play of the 3rd quarter to get y'all back in the game. So I'm walking into this matchup like there's 1 quarter where JD had a great quarter. Dropped, I think, 22 in that 4. Just insane quarter. But it was 1 quarter. We're going to let this 1 quarter determine everything and just ignore the other 7. When y'all play us, y'all turn the ball over. Y'all turned the ball over in the first game. Y'all turned the ball over 5 times in the second game. And in this game, y'all turned the ball over another 4 times. And after the second game, I said, okay, we might not get 4 turnovers. I felt like the 4th quarter that y'all had against us, full disclosure, like I told Mark in the chat, I felt like it was flukish. I did. I felt like it was flukish. But I also said 5 turnovers in 1 game, that's also flukish. So we'll see how it goes. But I saw another 4 turnovers. I don't know if the 5 turnovers was flukish anymore. I don't know if that. I think that's just how y'all play when y'all play us. And I know I said last thing 2 things ago, but I got one more last thing. I will give Jaden Daniels some credit. Jaden Daniels did play very well. I thought he played well. I thought he was poised. I thought there were times he could have threw the ball away. I thought he should have tried to run a bit more. I thought he was. I just feel like at times he kind of had a Lamar Jackson going on where I don't know if I should run or if I should pass. That last one of the last possessions he had where he got sacked on 4th and 12, he could have outran Nolan Smith around the edge. I believe that. He's got the speed to do it.
I just give Nolan some credit for that. That was
it was a good play. It was a good play. I think our defensive line was more prepared for him, but I still do think he has the evasiveness to make plays. I give him credit, but all of the house money talk going into this game, like I said before, when y'all made it to the NFC Championship game, if you think about it, Joe, there's a reason why the rookie was poised, but the vets weren't. The rookie, I got time. He not thinking that, but subconsciously, I'm a rookie. I got time. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to go for this Super Bowl this year, but if I don't get it this year, I know we're going to retool. I know what I could do in this league. I'm stamped out here. But guys like De'Ami Brown and guys like Austin Eckler, guys like that that's just been around for a little bit longer, they're a little tight because now they're realizing, this is the NFC Championship game, though. So in one way, it could work in reverse, make a rookie a little nervous. On the other hand, if you ain't been there as a vet, it could work to your disadvantage too because I don't know if they're going to re-sign me. I don't know if they're going to bring me back. I don't know if and they folded. Every time we touched the ball was coming out. Every time, just giving that ball away like charity, boy. Here you go, Eagles. Take the ball. Here you go, Eagles. Take the ball. One more, Eagles. Take the ball. No. One more. Take the ball. Here you go. It's all yours. And every time we got it, like you said, Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley made y'all pay, man. So that's all, man. That's all the gloat I'm gonna do because we got a big challenge in front of us, and I want this Super Bowl. You know what I mean? But it felt good to knock y'all out, man. It felt real good to knock y'all out, man. It's poetic for Jalen Hurts to have his best postseason game since probably the Super Bowl against y'all.
That's pretty dope.
That's dope.
I do. Well, first, I think it's funny how I rewatched the panel that the Corys and them did, and the Corys were high on De'Ami Brown and Austin Eckler, and they both fumbled.
Yep.
All right. But look, I do want to respond to some things real quick. I know you say, like, every time Hurts, we see Hurts. What was Hurts' record against us?
I think he's 7-2.
7-2. I get it. He cooked the Commanders' defense haven't been good in a minute. You know what I mean? So I get it. Last time we had a good defense, he lost to us. So, and that was in Philly. Our defense was good that year. So, like, but I'm not gonna blame him for the loss. Yeah, we had a good defense that year. That's the year when we had.
Is that the game when Quez Watkins caught the ball over the shoulder and he fumbled? And then
the game I should have went to the game. Maybe we'd have won.
Yeah,
the game I went to. That's how we met, by the way. I think you know.
Yep.
But like I get it. Hurts history cooked the Commanders, but Commanders defense have been bad. Dak 11-2. I'm supposed to big up Dak. And the play they're going out. Like Daniel Jones 5-3 before this year. Daniel Jones was 5-1. Like we be getting cooked by all the NFC's quarterbacks. So like that don't really do much to me, right? I do think the turnovers were big in this game. You know what I mean? The fumbles, and also for my thing about Hurts. This right here, because I'm going to, you didn't address it. I'm going to address it. All right?
Okay.
Because we mentioned in the chat. My thing about Hurts is not about can Hurts play well in the playoffs. That's not my stance. Right? My stance is never against Hurts. It's not like Hurts is a bad playoff player. You know, I got some recordings too, but I'm going to just say it myself, right?
Okay.
He's not I'm not saying he's a bad playoff player. My whole thing with Hurts was, on our convo was, are you worried about the offense? You know, and your stance. And now I go back and watch. I see what your stance is at. Your stance is like, this season, I've seen Hurts put the cape on this season, right? When it's time to do something. And my thing was, you should be worried because in the playoffs, when the defense haven't shown up, he hasn't shown up. You know, so that's my thing about you should be a little worried, and you shouldn't say he does what it takes all the time. Like, you know, he's not going to go perfect, but I just found it weird how every win he has, the defense was outstanding. And every loss he had, the defense wasn't bad all the time, but they were not outstanding. You know, so.
Bro, giving up 30, no turnovers in the playoffs is a bad playoff performance, bro.
AJ,
it'd be one thing if they was average. Like if
last
the defense
year
only gave up, bro, they gave up 32. They got stops here and there, but they gave up 32.
Context matters, though. We got, you know, defense really gave up 30 because Hurts gave up a safety. Don't forget about that. Defense gave up 30.
He did give up a safety.
So that's my thing. And then for those who watching in the chat, Tomo, that said Jaden Daniels looked like Jalen Hurts when his defense don't show up. That's false. That's false. It is not that this hurts, but I gotta clear it up. That's false because the losses that Jalen Hurts had, all three of them, he turned the ball over. The one time he didn't turn the ball over was Tampa Bay, and he got a safety. And like the turnovers and the safety, they all were like key moments of the game. He got like against Tom Brady, he got a turnover right before the half when y'all about to score.
That was
he got a safety. The score was 16-9, and y'all got a safety, and then they scored a touchdown after that. That changed the whole momentum of the game, and then the Super Bowl. That was his fault why he lost, but he fumbled and gave up 7 points. So Jaden Daniels, like if Hurts had a game like what Daniels had yesterday on Sunday, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, everybody else turned the ball over 3 times, and he was good. So that's
But he did, even though he turned the ball over in the Super Bowl, he did give you a classic Super Bowl performance, bro.
He did. I'm not blaming him for that loss. I don't think it was Hurts. Hurts was not the reason why he lost that game. Hurts did his part. That defense got the number one sack leaders. They got 0 sacks. Should have showed up. That's why I put that blame on. But I had to clear it up for a second for my boy time off.
I feel that. And I like I said, I hear your point of view. I get where you're coming from. All I'm saying though is it's tough to win that way. Even though he didn't have spectacular performances in those games, I will acknowledge that. He did not play outside of the Super Bowl, which he should have won. He should be a one-time Super Bowl champion already. No, he didn't play spectacular in those games, but literally nobody played spectacular. I think Devontae Smith was the only person who showed up in Tampa last year. He's the only person on the whole team that showed up in Tampa Bay last year. So I get it. My pushback, Joe, is there's a way you phrase it. Don't say my boy ain't got no playoff resume, bro. I get you try to add certain context. I get it, bro. But you boldface said my dog got no playoff resume. You said, what's his playoff resume? He don't have one. I'm like, that stuck with me for a minute. Like, bro, ain't no way I get his point, but no playoff resume. I get that the wins don't look the way you would want them to look, but they are still wins. And he had to contribute to the wins in order to get them. The Giants game, he had 3 touchdowns in the first half of the Giants game. And I get it. It's Daniel Jones and the Giants. It's not his fault they beat the Vikings and he had to see the Giants, though.
No, I'm with you on that.
The Niners game, I get it. He didn't have to do a ton. The defense knocked out the quarterback. I understand all that. You know what I mean? The games this year, at the very least, he had the game managed through these games, bro. Like turnovers lose you playoff games. That's a big part of the reason why I read off the numbers with the interceptions, the consecutive passes without the interceptions, because that matters in the postseason. Even if you're not playing the best, bro, just don't turn the ball over. It gives your team a shot. It gives you a shot to redeem yourself later on. But if you're turning the ball over and all of that in the process of it all, you 9 times out of 10 going home, bro. And as we see, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Sam Darnold, all these other quarterbacks, Justin Herbert going home because they sold games. They couldn't even game manage. So it's got to be credit given to, even though it didn't go the way we would want it to go as like just an audience or as fans, we want them to win a certain way. Like we've seen Pat win, or we've seen Josh Allen win, or we've seen, I can't even say Lamar because all Lamar has needed is 15 points on all his playoff wins. But like we've seen, like we've seen other quarterbacks come through and just go crazy. Even though it hasn't looked like that, there is something to be said for just playing. We just gonna play smart and we gonna get through this game and get to the next round. And that's what he did up to this point. I'm a first game off a concussion, not an excuse. The first game off a concussion, not playing well. Let's get through this game, get to the next. Second game, snowstorm. AJ Brown dropping a pass. Smitty dropped a pass. It ain't going the way I took some bad sacks, took a safety. I messed up my knee. Now it's straight blizzard out here. Let's just get through this game. Let's get through this game. Now I'm feeling good. He took the knee brace off to start the game. I'm like, oh, what we doing? What we doing? No knee brace? What we doing? Like, he clearly heard Joe Witt. I'm gonna come out here and ball. Now you got another opportunity to come out and do what he did against Shaw, and another opportunity now in the Super Bowl. So that's my only. I get the point, even though I feel like it's an unfair point to an extent. I get the point, but he got to get credit for his wins too, bro. Like 5 playoff wins are 5 playoff wins. That's all. That was my only thing.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Like, it's funny. I got an audio right here. I wish I could find it. But anyways, I got an audio of me like clearing it up in the chat because I said that like saying no resume, if you take it like that, it's like saying he did nothing in the playoffs. So I'm not taking away from Hurts wins. My only pushback was with that comment. But I get what you're like. That's why I said earlier, and I said I get what you're saying, but I'll address it later. Your part of your reason saying he does what it takes is saying that like he's gonna do what the team needs him to do, which is not turn up. Like one of the things, like not turn the ball over. Like he won't. Oh, here we go. He won't lose you the game. That's basically what you like. That's basically probably what you were saying, I guess. Because when I went back and watched the episode, you mentioned that like, how did the Vikings lose? How did Green Bay lose? How did Detroit lose? You mentioned that everybody turned the ball over. You know what I mean? So So we cool.
And he has the ability to do what he did last game too. He has that in him.
No, that's cool. My point was the other 3 games y'all had, y'all defense couldn't force turnovers, and it wasn't like you know what, like it wasn't like JD's situation. He throw the ball to AJ Brown and he fumbled.
And they fumble, right.
And then he throw the ball to Devontae Smith and he fumbled. And then kickoff return fumble. Now I get it. Rager did fumble in that Tampa Bay game, but that was after Hurts already threw a pick.
That was the start of the second. That was the start of the second half. That was a backbreaker, bro. We had got to stop and he fumbled. But Jaden played. That's why I ain't killed Jaden today. Best believe I wanted to, but I ain't kill him today because he played well in a loss.
And I don't want to make this about Hurts, like playoff resume. But Hurts was good yesterday. I want to focus on that. Hurts was really good yesterday. He did more than he was asked to do. Like he had that key play on 4th down. Matter of fact, that was a game-changing play. That pass he threw to AJ Brown. Although they held.
I knew you was gonna say that.
But I did mention that that's part of the game. That's fine. But Hurts still made a throw though. He made that because he was there earlier, and everybody said like, "Hurts, what you doing? What you doing?"
Right.
And then because the first one I saw a lot of them out there. I'm like either the quick slant or the go ball. It's one of the two.
Facts.
And then he went for the go, and then he throw. He was holding it. He started running around. I'm like, yes. And I saw a 4th down. Lattimore on him again. I was like, dang.
And press coverage at that.
And he threw that. I was like, go ahead, man. Put some and then we got no safety help because we focused on Saquon Barkley. It is crazy, man. But good game for the Eagles. Y'all deserve it. And Tomo, I want you to clear yourself up in the chat.
Yeah. You see him on the side. You see him out here sitting. Joe didn't listen. Joe don't listen.
I want to hear it then. I don't know what I'm missing, but
so.
All right. Anything you want to say about this game?
Talking about the Bills and the Chiefs, bro.
No. I'm talking
about no, but this no. I'm good. I think I got all of mine off, man. It was nice to look up the numbers.
You took a light on me, man. You took a light on me today. I don't know. You felt bad for me or something?
I got going, and then once you started, I was like, I got more to say, but then you was giving so much credit. It was like. You softened me up, bro. Like, all right, bro. I can't even relate. Hey. And then you took some of my points that I forgot to mention too. I'm like, I forgot to mention that he took that.
Hey.
So I'm like, all right, bro. I can't even really,
That's how I felt when we beat out the second time. I think I said on the show, like you saying all this nice stuff. I'm like, dang, dog.
Like, I can't even feel him. Right, that's it. Like, the clips.